right, we are back in the booth and we are gonna do this XRK75 lipless crankbait and kind of we're gonna play around and just do a type of sunfish bluegill pattern, just have a little bit of fun. So what we've done, we've painted the base coat already with some white, bright white custom paints. We're gonna use water-based tonight. Besides that base coat, I do like that. It doesn't chip real easy, does a good job. So we're gonna use a stencil from Insane Custom Stencils. It's kind of a little brim stencil, so we're gonna use it. It is number SBS2. So go to Insane Custom Stencils and check that out. Russ is a great guy, has great stencils. So let's get a little bit of black loaded up in the gun. Let me turn this pressure down on my gun. So we got the pressure on about 18. I'm gonna put a little bit of this golden black in the gun so I can do this stencil work. I'm not gonna need a lot. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna line this stencil up. Try to make sure we're hitting the bottom of it. And I'm gonna do it the same way I've done. This one you can set it up on the eye. You can do it either way. It's pretty close. And I'm just gonna lightly hit it. I'll come back up here. Get that filled in, get the eye filled in. Come back and hit a little bit more here. It's got a little bit of real light dots on the bottom of this. We'll hit that. Okay, and we'll flip it over and we'll do the same thing. Then we'll just kind of add some colors to it. That's really kind of my favorite way to paint anyway. I like to start out with white and then just kind of take it from there. Let's just get it lined up right. I'm having trouble seeing the old eye. I'll have to add something to this bottom. That actually turned out pretty good already. I'm not gonna have to add a whole lot to that. It actually laid out pretty good. Okay. Put a little bit right here, a little bit more here. And that turned out pretty good. We'll hit this eye. Okay. So let me clean this black out of the gun. We'll let this dry just for a second and we'll come on back. All right, so we're gonna get some orange out and do the kind of the chest area or the belly, front belly, whatever you want to call it. We still got it on low pressure. Not gonna need a lot of this paint. It covers really well. Does a good job. And I'm gonna take a little bit, put it right there on the side of the face there, and let it come on down. Okay. So we'll clean the gun out, let that dry, and be right back. All right, so we're gonna get some wicked color out. This is a detail moss green 0059, and we're gonna do the top. having a little bit of trouble with this paint here. Yeah, this paint is a little bit old. Having a little bit of problems with it. Maybe it's time to get another bottle of moss green. Okay, clean that out, let it dry. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of iridescent copper, fine, and we're gonna run across these shoulders a little bit. Okay. We're gonna let that dry just for a second and we'll come back to add another color. We've added a little bit of chromium oxide green to the gun. And I'm gonna put a little bit right here around the gill plate. All right, so the bait is dry and I think I'm gonna stop. I've made the bait really dark, even though you can see through it on the sides with the transfer. I think I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna put some custom eyes on this. So we're gonna get these eyes out of the pack. And these are actually Jetson eyes, and they're what they call a panfish sampler pack. And these are going to be kind of a red I'm going to put in here. I think these will be really kind of cool with the gold and the greens we've put on. These are really cool eyes. They look like they're just a tad bit big, but I want these eyes on this bait. I'm gonna try to make these work. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some UVLS ready, and we're gonna go over the top of this, and then we'll go over the steps we went to paint it. All right, so we got some UVLS in the gun. We're just gonna get a good wet coat on it. Okay. So we'll let that dry. We'll come back and go over everything, and then we'll get some UV resin on the bait. All right, so it's dry. And now what we're gonna do is we'll go over the steps of how we got to where we're at here now. So this is an XR case 75. I can't remember where I got these blanks from. I've had them for a while. I just wanted a lipless bait. The spawn's getting ready to go on. I wanted one in kind of just a brim color, a sunfish. So what I did was I came and I started it with a base coat of white solid House of Colors. Then we came back over it with the SBS2 stencil from Insane Custom Stencils. Russ does a great job, so go check him out. And we took golden black and went over both sides with the stencil. We sprayed the whole stencil except for the tail. Then we came back over it with, well, I started to come back over it with a moss green. That didn't work out so well, so we switched over to a chromium green oxide, and I did the tops with it. Then I got some gold iridium bright fine, and I came across just where the green meets the top, just to kind of brighten it up a little bit. Then we took some iridescent copper, golden, and I came right here on the gill plates right here. Then we took some orange from golden, and we did the throat and the bottom part of the belly there, and finished that up. Then I took some Candy 2.0 lemon yellow 4653. This is probably the weakest of the candy, so you really have to kind of mix that pretty good. I came over the sides on both, left a little bit of white in there. I don't like to darken them too much. Then we came back with some customized from Jetson. I don't know. I actually bought these packs from Sugar Tit, and that's been a little while back. I don't even know if they're still available, but I used a red eye on this. I just kind of like that red eye look. So I'm going to continue to let this dry for just a few seconds, and then we'll come back, I'll clean up, and we'll go ahead and put the UV resin on. All right, so we are ready for the UV resin. And the resin is just going to really bring the colors out in it. It's my favorite part of it. It really makes the bait pop, especially with those red eyes. That was a good choice, I think. I like green where I fish. I just catch a lot of fish on green. And I kind of ad-lib that. Has a really cool look. Go ahead and get this side done. It really sets the candies off. I mean, if you're not spraying candies on your fishing lures, you're missing out, because it does bring a different dimension to them. This bait also has a lot of little teeny grooves in it, so you want to make sure you're going back and forth over this. You don't want to miss stuff. Okay, we'll hit this bottom. Turned out really cool looking. I think it'll serve the purpose for what I'm looking for. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna double check this, make sure we don't have any air bubbles. I'm gonna put it in the box. I'll come back with the finished result, and we'll go ahead and finish up the video. All right, so we've got the lure out of the box, the finished product. I think it turned out really well. So if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I have upcoming videos. Like I always say, I'll catch you next time. Thanks.